Hello, this is State Representative Robert Martwick coming to you again on the 9th day of our special session dedicated to our budget. If you've been watching the shows, I've been trying to do a little slide presentation here. I got to tell you, I don't have one for you today. And I'm going to try and give you a briefer update than I've done in the past, a little bit less comprehensive. If you'd like to hear more about the specifics of some of the issues that are going on down here, please look at those old videos. They stepped there for a while, I think, as long as I leave them up there, and I like to think that they're somewhat informative. Anyway, so today is day 9 out of 10 days of the special session. Tomorrow is the day that we are ostensibly supposed to vote on a budget. I understand that there will be a budget bill presented, and we will get an opportunity to vote for it. That doesn't mean it will pass. That doesn't mean the governor will sign it. That doesn't mean that things will end. So where are we? What's going on? Well, on day 9, what we did today was we had hearings on the budget. We heard from different groups about the effect of the budget, what this budget would do, how it would spend money. So what are the key points that you need to know about where we are one day before the budget? Okay. So number 1, we have a budget crafted that is balanced, number 1. Number 2, the budget that we have crafted that is balanced spends less money than we're currently spending, and even less money, get this, less money than Governor Rauner proposed spending in his budget proposal. Okay? Sorry here, lost my little thing there for a second. Nice things. So that's where we're at with that, and so we've got a balanced budget that spends less than the governor proposed spending. It has a tax increase that he has mentioned we need, and in order to balance the budget, so spending cuts, increases in revenue, balancing the budget. As you might have heard from the last video I did on this, what's holding it up? Well, what's holding it up is that the governor wants his non-budgetary items, what he calls reforms. What are the 4 of the things that he's demanded? Well, he demanded that we provide him with property tax relief or a freeze. He wants a 4-year property tax freeze. What have the Democrats done? Well, we agreed to that. We put up a property tax freeze on the board for a vote yesterday. It didn't pass. Why? Because only one Republican voted for it. 4-year property tax freeze, what the governor wants, one Republican voted for it. Okay. And to be fair, it's not everything the governor wants, but it's 90%. We had a workers' compensation bill that provided 90% of what the governor wants. That passed. We had pension reform that I proposed that had 90% of what the governor wanted. That one passed. We had government consolidation, which was really 95% of what the governor wanted. That passed. We've got an education funding reform bill, 90% of what the governor wanted. That passed. These are all things that he has said are a condition for doing the budget. So we've got a balanced budget that spends less than he spends, has revenue that is a compromise, 4 reforms that he's asked for, largely giving him what he wants. Not everything, but that's the nature of compromise, right? It's more than I wanted to give him, but it's less than he wanted. So we're there. What are we, what's left, right? So we're there. We're ready to do it. So why wouldn't you do it? Well, the governor might say, and some of the Republicans might say, it's not all the reforms we wanted. It's only 90%. We want everything, which is not the way government works. You're supposed to compromise, number 1. They might argue it's less than 90%, but whatever it is a compromise position. Well, what's going to happen if we don't pass this? See, Illinois, because it's been so fiscally irresponsible, there's a cost associated with this. And my friends on the other side of the aisle, the Republicans, constantly say, we're fighting against tax increases because we care about the taxpayer. We're protecting the taxpayer. But here's the problem. If we don't pass a budget, simply on our credit rating downgrades alone, right? Now we'll go to junk bond status. when we go to junk bond status, we will have an immediate cost of about $200 million in additional interest payments. Now imagine that. We're $200 million a year that we were paying in interest above and beyond what we should be just because we didn't pass a budget tomorrow. We're already paying $1 billion a year more in interest than we should be paying because of the irresponsibility of our government up to now. And who pays that additional billion? And if we don't pass it tomorrow, that additional 200 million on top of that 1.2 billion? You do, the taxpayer. So no one likes a tax increase, but this is a point I've been making from the day I started these videos. The most important thing that we can do is be fiscally responsible. Balance the budget, secure our financial future, and not get caught wasting money. $1.2 billion, when we have that additional cost, that means the tax increase that we're going to have to pass is going to have to go up by $1.2 billion more than it otherwise would have had we just been responsible. So that's where we're at. There's even bigger costs. I mean, it's a snowball of effects. When we can't pass a budget, the federal government has already told us that we will lose accreditation. When we lose accreditation, the state universities very well may close. Well, many of our state universities are literally huge economic engines in our state, driving our economy, providing jobs, providing an educated workforce. When they close, it will have devastating effects. Part of the loss of accreditation means students are no longer eligible for federal student loans to go to our universities. Can you imagine that? Right? These are all avoidable. Pass a budget, right? You said, make some cuts. We made more cuts than you made. You said, make some reforms. We gave you those reforms, and we gave you procurement reform and unemployment reform and all of these other reforms. We gave them to you. Take a win. Let your Republican members vote yes on a budget. Let's pass it. Tomorrow's the day. If we don't pass it tomorrow, profound harm that will take decades to repair. And the people who will foot the bill are the taxpayer. So it's time to do what's in the best interest of the taxpayer, even if the taxpayer themselves doesn't think so. Trust me, as I say all the time, I don't want to vote for a tax increase. I certainly don't want to pay any more taxes. I don't want to make you pay any more taxes. I don't want my friends to pay more taxes. I don't want my family to pay more taxes. But if I have a choice, more taxes now or far more taxes later, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to secure the financial future of the state for me, for my family, for my friends, and for my child and the next generation. That's the right thing to do. We're out of time. It's time to do it. If you have the opportunity, reach out to the governor, reach out to your representatives, reach out to your senators. Tell them tomorrow's the day. Pass the budget. We're out of time. I'm ready to vote. I'm ready to compromise. I will vote for stuff I said I would never vote for, because the most important thing now is to get the budget done. Nothing else really matters at this point. So that's my update for now. A little briefer than the past. Maybe by tomorrow I'll have some good news for you, and if not, I'll give you the bad news. I hope that's not the case. But if I do give you bad news, at least we'll know where we're going, and I'll tell you what the path forward is likely to be after that. So that's it for today. Keep calling, keep engaging. Ryan, do we get any questions along the way? No, we didn't really let anybody know we were coming on, and I know it's kind of late. It's been a long day. We've been in the chamber since 10 a.m. It's now 7. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll have another update tomorrow.